Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel where we dive deep into the most compelling mysteries of our time. Today, we're embarking on a journey into the skies, exploring some of the most famous and perplexing UFO sightings in history. Are they visitors from other worlds, secret military technology, or something else entirely? We'll sift through the evidence, the eyewitness accounts, and the official explanations to try and shed some light on these incredible events. From spinning lights over major cities to encounters that left physical traces, the phenomenon of unidentified flying objects, or as they're now officially called, unidentified anomalous phenomena, has captivated humanity for decades. So, buckle up as we investigate what's really going on up there. Let's start with a classic, the Roswell incident of 1947. In July of that year, something crashed on a ranch near Roswell, New Mexico. The local military base initially issued a press release stating they had recovered a flying disc. This bombshell announcement was retracted the very next day, with officials claiming it was just a conventional weather balloon. But for many, the damage was done. The initial report had sparked a firestorm of speculation. Eyewitnesses, including military personnel, later came forward with stories of strange debris, not of this world, materials that were incredibly lightweight yet indestructible, some even with strange hieroglyphic-like markings. Theories of a crashed alien spacecraft and the recovery of extraterrestrial bodies became central to UFO lore. The government has since released multiple reports aiming to debunk the alien theory, attributing the incident to a top-secret high-altitude surveillance program called Project Mogul, which used balloons to monitor for Soviet nuclear tests. Despite these official explanations, Roswell remains the cornerstone of modern ufology, a symbol of alleged government cover-ups and the tantalizing possibility that we are not alone. Next, we journey to the United Kingdom for the Rendlesham Forest incident, often called Britain's Roswell. In December 1980, over several nights, U.S. Air Force personnel stationed at RAF Woodbridge and RAF Bentwaters reported seeing strange lights descending into the nearby Rendlesham Forest. Deputy Base Commander Lieutenant Colonel Charles Halt led a patrol into the woods to investigate. He and his men claimed to have witnessed a metallic, triangular craft with pulsating lights that maneuvered through the trees. They even took radiation readings at the landing site, which were significantly higher than normal. Halt recorded his observations on a microcassette recorder, a piece of evidence now famously known as the Halt tape. Skeptics argue the lights were from a nearby lighthouse, a meteor shower, or even a practical joke. However, the sheer number of trained military observers, the physical evidence like indentations on the ground, and Halt's official memo to the British Ministry of Defence make this case incredibly difficult to dismiss. Was it a misidentification by highly trained observers, or did they truly encounter an object of unknown origin in that cold December forest? The debate rages on. Now let's fast forward to 1997 and the Phoenix Lights. On the evening of March 13th, thousands of people across Arizona, including the state governor, witnessed a series of lights in the sky. The event had two distinct parts. First, a massive V-shaped object, described as being miles wide, silently glided over the state. Witnesses reported it blocked out the stars as it passed overhead. Later that evening, a separate formation of stationary amber-colored orbs appeared in the sky over Phoenix. The military's official explanation was that the second set of lights were flares dropped by A-10 Warthog aircraft during a training exercise at the Barry M. Goldwater Range. This explanation, however, doesn't account for the first massive V-shaped craft seen by people hours earlier across the state. Many witnesses, including pilots and air traffic controllers, maintain that what they saw was not flares and was under intelligent control. The Phoenix Lights remains one of the largest mass UFO sightings in history, and the discrepancy between witness testimony and the official account keeps the mystery alive. Let's travel south to Brazil for the incredible case of the Colares UFO flap. In 1977, the island of Colares was terrorized by a series of events that were far from just passive sightings. Residents reported being targeted by bright lights from the sky, which they called chupa chupa or sucker sucker. Victims claimed these beams of light paralyzed them and left them with puncture marks, anemia, and burns. The situation became so severe that the Brazilian Air Force launched a formal investigation called Operação Prato, or Operation Plate. The military team, led by Captain Uirangue Holanda, spent months on the island, documenting phenomena with photos and film. They recorded numerous sightings of unidentified objects, some of which were said to have performed impossible maneuvers. Captain Holanda himself gave a detailed interview years later, confirming the reality of the phenomena and his belief that they were extraterrestrial. While some have tried to explain the events as mass hysteria, the physical injuries and the official military investigation provide a compelling counterargument. The Colares flap remains one of the most intense and well-documented cases of direct human UFO interaction. Returning to the United States, we have to talk about the 2004 Nimitz incident. This is a game-changer because it involves highly credible U.S. Navy pilots and advanced sensor data. In November 2004, the USS Nimitz Carrier Strike Group was conducting training exercises off the coast of San Diego. For weeks, the advanced radar system on the USS Princeton had been tracking anomalous aerial vehicles. These objects would appear suddenly at 80,000 feet, plummet to just above the ocean, hover, and then shoot back up at incredible speeds. The Navy scrambled F/A-18 Super Hornet fighter jets to investigate. Commander David Fravor and his wingman, Lieutenant Commander Alex Dietrich, intercepted one of these objects. They described it as a smooth, white, tic-tac-shaped craft with no wings or visible propulsion. It moved erratically, mirroring their jet's movements before accelerating away at a speed far beyond any known aircraft. The encounter was captured on infrared camera, and the footage was officially released by the Pentagon in 2020. There is no conventional explanation for the Tic Tac's flight characteristics. It's a case that has forced a serious conversation about UFOs at the highest levels of government. Let's also look at the Belgian UFO wave, which took place from 1989 to 1990. Over many months, thousands of people, including police officers and military personnel, reported seeing large, silent, black triangular objects with lights underneath. The Belgian military took the reports seriously, scrambling F-16 fighter jets on multiple occasions to try and intercept these objects. On the night of March 30th, 1990, 2 F-16s successfully achieved radar lock on one of the UFOs. The data showed the object performing maneuvers that are impossible for any known aircraft, including descending from 10,000 feet to 500 feet in just 5 seconds. Despite the numerous sightings and the radar evidence, no definitive explanation has ever been found. A photograph of one of the triangles, known as the Petit Rachin photo, became famous, but it was later revealed to be a hoax. However, the hoaxed photo doesn't invalidate the thousands of eyewitness accounts or the official military radar data. The Belgian UFO wave remains a powerful example of a sustained, large-scale sighting event backed by military evidence. Finally, we can't ignore the personal and profound case of the aerial school encounter in Rua, Zimbabwe. In 1994, over 60 schoolchildren reported seeing a silvery craft land in a field near their playground during recess. Several beings, described as small with large black eyes, were said to have exited the craft. The children, many of whom were interviewed by a Harvard psychiatrist shortly after the event, were terrified. They said the beings communicated with them telepathically, giving them messages about technology and environmental destruction. What makes this case so compelling is the consistency of the children's stories. They were interviewed separately, and their drawings of the craft and the beings were remarkably similar. Skeptics dismiss it as mass hysteria or a shared delusion, but it's hard to imagine over 60 children from different age groups spontaneously creating and sticking to such a detailed and consistent story. Many of those former students, now adults, stand by their accounts today, insisting that what they experienced was real. From military encounters with Tic Tacs to mass sightings over major cities and landings in schoolyards, the UFO phenomenon is vast and varied. While official explanations often point to weather balloons, flares, or misidentification, many cases leave us with more questions than answers. The evidence, whether it's radar data, photographs, or the testimony of credible witnesses, suggests that something truly extraordinary is happening in our skies. As the U.S. government begins to take this subject more seriously, we may be on the verge of new discoveries that could change our understanding of the universe and our place in it. What do you think is the most convincing case? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for joining me on this exploration of the unexplained. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more content that challenges what we think we know. We'll see you in the next video.